Welcome to the video. This video was going to be a repair on the fuel pump and then a tune-up of the Cub Cadet. But then as we started getting to it, the video was getting a little bit too long, so I decided to split it up into two separate videos just to make it a little bit more YouTube friendly. However, I'm going to release them on the exact same time, so once you watch this video, make sure you go watch the other video. It's a companion video of the second part of the tune-up that we did. I appreciate you coming by the Garage Engineer channel and enjoy the film. Alright, we're going to do an oil change, but before we get started, I want to warm it up a little bit. So I'm going to take it out, do a few laps, get the engine going, and bring it back. And we'll start doing the oil change. So I don't know if you can tell, I've parked the lawnmower on a slight downgrade, and the reason for that, because the engineers at Cub Cadet actually were thinking, and I don't know if you can see, normally the motor of a lawnmower is made by one company and the design of the body is of a different company, and sometimes they don't think, but I think they were thinking here when they were designing for the oil change, because I think here, I haven't done an oil change on this one yet, but I think the drain plug is here. Can you see that? Is right down there. And they made a little channel in the actual sheet metal of the frame, and the oil will drive all the way down here to this hole. Now if it's flat, I don't know how much of a slope there is on this, but because we're on a hill, I'm kind of helped directing the oil to the hole right down there. So we'll see how that works. There's not really a good straight point to the drain itself, so this is what we got to deal with. We might end up messing up and going all the way down, and it might go down to the back here, but we'll deal with it. We'll give it a try. And then here's the filter. So that I've got one of those, and we're also going to do the air filter and the spark plug on this thing. And there's actually two spark plugs, so we'll get both those spark plugs. Okay, so here's the setup. We got our oil pan. We're hitting the transmission hydro gear there, so we'll see. Hopefully all the oil will hit this back corner. And then we've got a 10mm hex drive. We're going to try to go on the inside of the drain plug instead of wrenching on the outside of it. So let's get set up and we'll give it a try. I don't know if that feels like it's a plastic plug. I don't know if it's metal. No, it's got a crush ring on it too. I don't know if I have a crush ring. Let's see where this oil is going to drain to. Alright, it's out. Or it's loose. Let's see how it drains. Yeah, there you go. Can you see the oil? Draining right down in there. It's pooling up. It's got rust jacking on it, so it's the edges are all holding it up. Maybe if we go slow, it won't be too much of a mess. Or maybe we'll put a dam there. Just gonna get a rag. We're gonna dam it up a little bit. Maybe that will help force it down into the hole. It's running pretty loose, so it must be warmed up enough, so that's good. It's not very thick. As you can see down in there. It's kind of watery, so that's good. Not watery, but it's thin. Oh, there you go. I just pulled the whole plug out. Let's slow it down just a little bit. And it's coming out. There should be 2.1 quarts if you're removing the filter. And it's like 1.97, I think, with the filter, maybe 2 quarts if you're just changing the oil, which I never changed just the oil. I changed the oil and the filter. I wonder what reasons would be just to change the oil. I could let it go. I think it'll be alright. That's just a lot of oil coming out fast. There you go, it's out. I'm going to release the dipstick. I don't think that should matter, but that should at least let some air come out. Alright, we're going to wait for that to drain. Uh-oh. Yeah, we just missed. Shoot. Let me clean this up. This is a mess. Add a little kitty litter here. And I've been wanting to do some experiments on what gets oil out of concrete. So we'll get to try that out in a little bit. But the first thing, you'll get some absorbent on there. At least. Let's see where we messed up. Alright, so let's figure out. Still dripping a little bit. It was high up there. Oh, you see, there's the problem. There's a hole down there next to the drain, so when it was going really fast and overflowing, it was coming out that hole right there. So that's a problem if you're trying to direct all the oil to go down that big old hole. So maybe next time we'll plug that hole up. I guess that's a alternate bolt hole for motors, for different types of engines. We'll fix that next time, I guess. Alright, well, we got most of it out. Okay, so the oil drain plug looks like it has an O-ring, not a crush washer, and the O-ring looks pretty decent, so not really anything to change there. I'm not going to change the O-ring out. I did clean it up to get any debris off. So let's get it put back in, and then we can continue on with the oil filter. Alright, so we're going to get this put back, the drain plug back in. Make sure it gets put in straight. It is plastic, so you got to be careful with it. It's not a metal one. So we're not going to put a lot of force on it. That's snug. We're going to go like a quarter turn, not even, it's an eighth turn. Alright, that should be good enough. We're not putting very much. It's plastic. We can't put too much on there. Alright, let's get all our adapters off. There you go. Let's see now. See if I can get this off. It's tight in there. I need to get one of those ratcheting oil filters. This one's not going to do it. There's not enough room for it. There's just not much room in here. So we got a strap oil filter. I gotta put it on the other way. There you go. You see it moving? This has the original Kawasaki oil filter on it. Get a rag underneath there. Alright, we'll get this thing off. Let's make sure the gasket came off. We don't want a double gasket issue. Alright, so I did get this kit off Amazon. It was basically a tune-up kit, but really the only reason I wanted this was for two reasons. I used a filter from another project, so we didn't need that filter. These are just generic spark plugs. We'll talk about that in a minute. so we're not going to use that. But I did want to get this air filter, and we'll go into that in a little bit because that was a little bit nicer than the other ones that I saw. And then we're just using a generic, I know this isn't Kawasaki OEM filter, but I decided I'd try it out and just go with the kit, because this kit was only, I can't remember now, like 12 bucks I think. So we'll just give it a try. See, the instructions say clean, fill with clean oil, lubricate gasket, turn until gasket touches base, and then turn 3/4 of a turn more. So we'll give all those instructions a try. And so let's get some of the old oil. Let's make sure it's the right size. Does it fit? Yeah, it's the same diameter. Yeah, same height. So what we'll do now is take the seal off. There you go. So yeah, I'm not top of the line, but we're using the old Supertech, but this is the full synthetic 4-stroke. The reason I use this, I think this has a little bit more zinc in it than regular automotive. So it's a little bit more, but this is about 8 bucks a gallon, or 8 bucks a quart, I think. So it's not too bad. So it's a little bit more than what you would normally pay for automotive fuel. And I'm using the 10W40. It had a little bit wider range on temperature. I probably could have gone down, but that's what was recommended for this motor, this engine anyway. So that's why I decided to stay with that weight oil. So we'll just put some of the new oil on there. All right. All right. Oh, it's all spilling out. And my hands are all greasy now. All the oil spilt out. My hands are greasy, so I can't get it on. Where's the towel? So that's pretty much pointless to put the oil in there beforehand. All right, it's on there, but I can't spin it 3/4 of a turn because my hands are all oily. I got a dry towel here, so let's see if that helps. So 3/4 of a turn. It's there. I can't even do 3/4 of a turn. Let's see. Let's get our strap here. It's not much room to work getting this filter on. Probably need to look into, like I said, one of those ratchet ones. Oil filter. Yeah, that sucks. Let's try the other one. Just don't have much room. Not much room at all to do anything. Ow. Alright, I'm going to fight this. Oh, we go 3/4 of a turn. And then we'll fill it up with oil. I'll bring it back. So we got our oil filter on, plug back in. Let's just fill her up. Alright, we've got our funnel. Oh, shooting out funnel. Let's make sure it's clean and dust free. And we're going to put our oil in. I don't see any leaks so far. That's good. Alright, that's one. Let's get the other one. And here's round 2. I'm going to leave it a little short. And we'll see where we're at before I fill it up all the way. So we'll put in like 1.9 quarts. It's about 1.9. Alright, make sure you always read your instruction manuals or the dipstick. This says, for correct oil level, do not turn cap on the threads. So I know some of the old ones they used to. I like the other ones where you just stick your finger in there and you can actually tell. But in the fill area. But this one, since you have to use the dipstick, we're trying to get it close to the full mark here. But it says just put it on, don't screw it on. So let's see here, we'll put it on, pull it off. Can't see anything. I think there's a lot on the side, so it's going to be messing up our measurement here. We're about half. We're on a slope too, so let's get it on flatter ground and we'll check it again. We are on a slope this way. I think we're a little short, but we'll check it in just a minute. We really need to be on a flat surface to check it. So let's move that and we'll come back to that part. So for the air filter, the reason why I picked that particular kit was for this reason. One, it came with a pre-filter. All it is just a foam cover that helps just get some of the bigger particles. But the other reason why is, if you can notice on the filter, they added a metal screen around here. More of it's just, I mean, it's not filtering anything out, but it's more protection of the paper elements, which some of them didn't have. Some of them only sold you the filter without the metal screen, and then some of them had the pre-filter on it, but not the metal part. So I don't know how important it is to have the metal around there, but I like that feature better. Let's see what the original comes with. We are going to need a screwdriver. Oh, no, it's a finger. Oh, good. This one's probably original too. There's a lot of dust in there. It did come with a pre-filter, and this one only has a paper on it. You can see there's just a lot of dust, so it was ready for it. Let's clean this up. We got a lot of grass already in there. Let me clean that out, and then we will add the new one on there. There you go, that's in there tight. See if it closes. There you go, perfect. All right, for our next trick, we're gonna move down from the air filter down to the spark plugs. There are two of them. This is a twin engine. And let's see if we can get our spark plug in there. There we go. The sun's out. Not too bad. Looks like it's been firing well. Champion. Now, I don't know if that's what comes with it or not, if they've been changed. But let me show you what I'm doing. So I know our kit came with some generic ones. I don't know. I mean, they're just off-brand. But I've been very pleased with the NGKs. So, and they're only, I can't remember now what I spent for them. A couple bucks. So I added that to the kit to go with quality NGKs, because I think the spark is very important for a motor. So let's get that, and they're supposed to be gapped at 0.03. So let's see where they're at from the factory. Here, all right, 0.2, 0.3. It's at 0.33, so let's take it down just a little bit. And just a little bit more. .03. Slightly bigger, but it's right on. It's right on. I do it like right in the middle. It's right there. That's close. All right, perfect. Let's get that back in there. I'm just checking to make sure it's the same depth. It looks about the same. What's this? Let's see what the Champion one was at. Yeah, it's right there at 0.03, so that's good. All right, well, let's get this switched out. Now I like to put them in by hand, so it's nice, and make sure it gets threaded properly, not cross-threaded. And then once I can feel it, that it's seated, we'll go ahead and hook it up. should be pretty close. You know what? I think these are bigger. I think that's a 3/4. Yeah, I've got 5/8 on here. I need to get a bigger spark plug. That's why it's not moving. All right. They're actually not 3/4. They're 13/16. They're a little bit bigger diameter than what was on there. But as long as the depth isn't that bad, we should be all right. There you go. Now it's tightening up. Not too much. I'll get that put back on. I should get some dielectric grease for that. We'll put that on later. All right, same thing on the other side. Okay, as I was preparing this, I wasn't doing it off camera. I gapped it and I pushed it and it's too low. I mean, I can't even get the marker in here. So the reason I like to use these gauges is because the way you can pull it, it's easier to pull it up to adjust it than to push it down, is you put the tip of the electrode in the little hole here and you can leverage it. That's why you're not putting any pressure on the, I don't know the names of it, whatever the arm is that provides the spark. You're not hitting the little electrode down there. You're leveraging it up. So you're using the body of the spark plug to pull it up. So that's what makes it great when you're trying to make it wide, and then I made it way too wide now. So, all right, so you just got to play with it. But I did want to show that, how to properly gap it to make it bigger. If there's tricks making it smaller, I would like to know. That's close. Oops. Without pushing it. I wish there was another way to do it, but I haven't figured that out yet. All right, 32. There you go, look at that. Right on the nose. Perfect. All right, let me get the other one out. And for those keeping score and want to know, these are the, there you are, the NGK BPR4ES, Baker Papa Romeo 4 Echo Solo. Also, I think it's a 6578, but the main model number is the BPR4ES number. So if you want to know what they are, NGKs. I'll have a link to all the products down below in the video description if you're interested. You can check it out there. All right, that'll do it. I think that's a successful tune-up. We'll go give the grass some cuts and see how that does. Don't forget, I'm going to go check the oil level again to make sure we're at the right level, but I don't want to bore you with those details. I appreciate you following along. If you do have a good recommendation for an oil filter removal tool, I'd love to see that in the comments. But other than that, it's been a great day, summer day doing some work on the lawnmower. And if you want any of the items that we've used in the video, check the description below. Helps the channel out a little bit, and we appreciate you watching. Remember the ABCs of making. Always be creating. Till next time. You've watched the first video of the two-part series of this Cub Cadet tune-up and repair. So look in the video description below for the other video, and thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. And if you'd like to see more videos like the one that you just saw, you can check here and here. And remember the ABCs of making. Always be creating. Till next time.